Oh, my devotional. Hey everyone, welcome to Cats Creations Live on Sunday night. This is Sunday, November, what day is this? The 13th? 12th?
No, it's the 14th.
Is it the 14th?
Yeah.
Wow, time is just rapidly skating on by. So tonight we're going to be doing a gorgeous Home for the Holidays wreath. This is all going to be kept in those traditional holiday colors of bright red, bright green, and white. So I'm sure you guys will like this. First of all, though, we've got to finish wiring up this 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame with our pipe cleaners. I've color-coded these in sections just because it makes it look fun. So I've already did the first 5. I'm going to do the last one with you, which is going to be, if we're following the color pattern, we have red, blank, green, which means we need a white in here. So we're going to go right in between the 2 weld, wiring together the 2 innermost rails together. That helps keep our pipe cleaner stable. Then following the pattern on the outside, which is red, white, this will be green. We're going to wire together the outside 2 using the weld and our center. Try to find a midway point, and then we're going to incorporate that red on the opposite side to complete our pipe cleaner layout for a Dollar Tree 14-inch wreath frame. That gives you 6 on the inside, 12 on the outside for a grand total of 18. Now we're going to be using a high foil. I guess it'd be considered a hunter green. These are cut to 20-inch pieces. We're going to ruffle these and put these in every single one of our pipe cleaners. This is going to give us a solid green, shiny metallic base. I like to put the finished edges towards the inside. I start with the inside one first, and then I'll just go around every single pipe cleaner I come to. Now on the ones on the middle, I'm going to go ahead and remove those as we get there. It just helps save time, and with the sign and the bow, we are not going to have any more space for any inside decor. If you are new, let us know. We'd love to welcome you. Also, let us know where you're from, because chances are you might just find a crafting buddy here on this Facebook Live that may be in a city close to you, or perhaps even right down the street from you. Now this Deco mesh came from Craft Outlet. Try to think of what else I should cover. If you want to get notified when we go live, which is every Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 Central, and 8 Eastern. And then on Sunday nights at 6 Pacific, 8 Central, 9 Eastern time. Just go ahead and click the like and follow button for this page, and that way when we go live you'll receive a notification if you happen to be on your device at the same time. So the ruffle is the most basic technique you will ever have to use if you're new to Deco mesh wreath making. So this is a great place to start. Now I use a wood burning tool to cut all of my mesh. That leaves my frays down to almost nothing. I don't like to say 100%, but it's pretty darn close. As you'll soon see, we'll have very little debris remaining when we finish these. You will only need 1 roll of Deco mesh if you cut these to 20 inches and no more. There we go. There's that one. Wow, these 2 are stuck together. How are you guys doing? Are you ready for the week ahead? This is our last week before we really start to roll into the holiday period. So this is our last week before Thanksgiving.
Yep. just got our Christmas lights up yesterday.
Yeah, how many of you started decorating for Christmas now? We put our outside lights up, but that's just the house lights. We haven't started to add the outside decor yet, but at least the lights are up. The reason why we did it this weekend is it's the last weekend before it starts to get pretty chilly. Although it should have already been chilly. We're just having an abnormal heat here in Southern California. It's unseasonably warm.
Eleanor asked, are you cutting the inside pipe cleaners?
Yes, the 6 on the inside I'm removing as I go around. And then with the little stub that's left, you just tuck that back into the inside.
Right, Sharon? She said that mesh color really pops.
Yes, that's why I like the high foil. It really gives that sparkle you would hope. So you pay just a little bit more. It's really like 55 cents more if you go high foil over regular foil when you're buying your Deco mesh. So, and I prefer to shop at Craft Outlet just because they can get my stuff in and get it shipped pretty quick. If you can't find this at Craft Outlet, you can always try the Wreath Shop. You can try a Trendy Tree. You can try a Deco Exchange. There's so many people now getting into the wreath supply business. You shouldn't have a problem finding someone who probably has it.
So Jerry, there's 18 ties total, 6 on the inside and 12 on the outside. Oh, Linda, we'll be praying for you. She says she's having a total hip replacement surgery on Wednesday.
We will.
So we'll be watching a lot of replays.
Okay, we will be praying that this goes textbook perfect and that your recovery is smooth and easy. That's what we always pray for. That it goes exactly like doctors are told it should happen in their textbooks. And that the recovery time is smooth. There's quite a few people that have had hip replacement surgeries and they're doing really well. Okay, back into the inside. There we go.
Oh, Barbara, thanks. She said the Wreath Shop has the sign in and it's in stock.
Nice. Okay, perfect. Thank you for that. So the sign, when I bought it, it was through Personally Yours. So it comes up plywreathsigns.com. So that's P as in personal, L as in Lee, Y as in yours.com or wreathsigns.com. Don't know if she has any, but these are hard to find. So I just like this because it's kind of got a dual purpose. We all enjoy being home for the holidays, but it's kind of a play on words because it's a house sign or a home for the holidays sign. So it's kind of cute. They actually had one for fall, but I saw a photo of it. Never ever saw anyone get that in stock. So that's to show you how popular this design is. So if you find them, pick one up for yourself. You will love them.
Oh, thank you, Anna. She sent 100 stars.
Thank you, Anna, for that. So this month we are adopting a family for Thanksgiving. We're hoping to do 5 families. So I'm doing the budget at about $100 a family, and that's just to help them provide a family meal. So they will receive gift cards to purchase whatever their family has as far as their Thanksgiving traditions.
And Carol, the mesh is cut to 20 inches.
So if you see the stars icon below, and that's on Facebook only, you can go ahead and contribute. It is, for every star, it's equivalent for 1 cent. So we are trying to raise that for November.
I don't know, if you had a different kind of mesh, would you cut it longer than 20 inches? I don't think so.
If it was thinner mesh, yes, I would cut it longer than 20 inches. So if this was really transparent, really thin, like Hobby Lobby basic mesh, I would probably use a roll and a half and probably cut them closer to 30-inch pieces. Just so that when you're dealing with more like a thinner basic mesh and it's not covering to the way that you would like, thicken it up and add more. It's just too thin to provide good coverage, but you can still use it. Now, if you're looking to just cover the frame, that's your only goal. Well, this frame's painted black, I believe.
Black or green? No, they're green.
This one looks like it's black. It might be one of the newer ones. You can also paint it the same color green, and then that kind of helps with camouflaging that frame a little bit more. Okay, a couple more pieces left, actually 3, and then we'll be done with our Deco mesh base.
Oh, Lorna, we're praying for you. She said deep prayers for COVID recovery. Haven't been able to get out of bed for over a week.
Takes about 2 full weeks for you to get your energy back. So just listen to your body. Don't listen to what people tell you that, oh, you should be able to pop back right now. It sucks the energy that you normally have.
Watch your oxygen. Get one of those oxygen meters for your thumb, for your finger.
Take zinc. Zinc will help restore that loss of taste that you'll experience too.
Vitamin C.
Yeah, high doses of vitamin C. Can you tell? It's like we've had the experience. So, not fun, but you can weather the storm. It is something you can manage through.
And nope, we're going to watch Yellowstone right after we're done.
How many of you are Yellowstone fans? That's always interesting. We asked that in our private group today. It does have a lot of strong language. I'm going to caution you there. Some of the content runs it's cable. What can you say? Cable gets away with a lot more stuff than regular TV. Although regular TV these days is running a really close second race.
And this green Deco mesh is from Craft Outlet. That's a great supplier. There's places like the Wreath Shop and other places you can get into.
So look at that coverage. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous face. Okay, so let's go ahead and add our ribbon tails. I have those all pre-cut. So let me go over what they are, how long they are, and where did they come from. So we are going to be adding 2.5-inch mesh, or not mesh, ribbons. So this red with the white dots is from Kringle Designs. That's with a K, kringledesigns.us. And this Merry Christmas ribbon is from Craft Outlet. Both cut to 14-inch pieces. This is where we're going to pop our red into that green base now. We just fold it to the middle, kind of pinch it right in the center, and we're going to alternate the Merry Christmas. Going to give it 2 twists, pull those tails to the outside, which is why we put all our ties to the outside, and we're going to do these every other one.
Debbie, the sign came from Personally Yours. It's PLY Wreaths.
Wreath Signs.
Wreathsigns.com. But one of the gals said, I think it was Barbara, that said the Wreath Shop also has it right now.
There you go. Okay, we got to grab this one. It's kind of underneath everything. So let's fix that. The center one is in the way. So sometimes you just need to help rearrange how those pieces are laying. Just like that. Open that up. That way we can see everything.
Karen, the base is just a Dollar Tree 14-inch wire frame.
And here we go. Pull that back out. Not this one. We need the red sparkle.
Dan, Dawn, we're kind of right there with you. Some parts we are kind of, it's hard for us to watch. We'll kind of look away as Christians as well, right? It's tough. But the content, and there's a lot of cussing on it, but the content and the storyline is really, really good.
Okay. Up. In. Okay. There we go. That was a little tough. Not tough, like couldn't get it right. It's just trying to situate the mesh between that center one and this one to the outside. So I'm going to probably prefer to have the glitter on top of the Christmas writing. We always want to make sure that if you have writing that's done horizontally through your ribbon, that you make sure that you're putting that so the letters are in the correct direction.
No, I don't think you skipped one yet.
Did I? No. So that's inside. Here's these. Yeah, I think I'm going. See, this one is inside. Yeah. I have a tendency when I try to put them in that I move my pipe cleaners down and to the front, so they're easier for me to find, especially like the green, because that blends in super well. See, this is another one. I'm trying to make sure that the center one, the one up here, the mesh is underneath. Because the center ones kind of backfill the in-between space. Here we go.
Hi everyone, if you're new, let us know what city and state you're from.
Yes, I'd love to welcome you.
Other women in other states might be looking for a crafting buddy.
We all are looking for crafting people. Sometimes that's how you can get, you know, if you have someone who's close to you, you have a crafting person, and you're trying to meet those shipping minimums. You know, you might not want to spend a ton, but maybe you and somebody else can go in on the costs together and ship your supplies together to save on those minimums. I know Craft Outlet's minimum is probably the lowest. I want to say it's $69 to ship via their site, which is why I go through them, because I can generally order enough between 2 wreaths to pay for the supplies or to hit that minimum.
This is new from Estero, Florida.
Welcome.
We got a bunch of gals on here from Florida.
There are a lot from Florida. Okay, I'm going to take, this is my inside one, so I'm going to drop. What I mean inside is, here's my inside one, because I can tell because my pipe cleaner's been cut. So I want to make sure that the outside ones are sitting on the outside. So I don't have like an inside one sitting over the outside ones. If it does, it makes your ribbon lay funny. So I'm going to pull that up so this one can sit on top. And then in here, same thing. We're just going to take our inside ones right here and pull them up and pull these down.
Since we're in the private or the public group, sorry, feel free to share.
Absolutely, guys. You can share this video, especially if you're like, okay, I have that sign. I just need to get a few more things to put this wreath together. Sharing it is a little easier to find than trying to come back on my page and find it. But you can always go to the YouTube channel I have. It's under KatsCreationsNMore, and you can find all of my public tutorials there. Oops. Okay, we're up, in. This one. Make sure this goes over the top.
Yeah, I think you have over 200 now.
Oh, way over 200. I've been doing this for 4 years, so there's plenty. I think it's closer to 350. I will look. I will let you know next time.
Yeah, and Kat will be sending out the Secret Santa information
Tomorrow, or it'll be next week.
this coming week.
So for those of you in the private group that are partaking of the Secret Santa, look for your email to be coming this week to give you your Secret Santa assignment. So what you will be receiving is a list, much like the one you filled out, that will give you ideas on what they might like. Okay, then we have the 1.5 inch cut to 18-inch pieces. This is a green with white raised stitching. This came from Kringle Designs as well. And then we have a red and green striped. And this came from Kringle Designs as well. So we're going to be taking, I think I'm doing, that doesn't look so hot.
Wow, that green mesh is great. Just coming on. Hi, Fran.
So we're going to take the green stitching, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to place this. So I'm going to do half bow, which means bring your wire edges together. You're going to go up about 2 inches from the top, meaning this top. You're going to come down and pinch. We're going to put this on top of the red glitter. Welcome,
Barb. She said hello first time from WY, which is Wisconsin.
WY?
I.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
No, not one of them. WI.
All I heard is something that rhymed with I, Y. So, and then what you're going to do is you're going to open it up. You're going to have to right side one of your tails. So just flip it right side up. And then go ahead and open that up. Just like that. You get a really pretty good color combination there. And then we're going to do the red and green on top of the Merry Christmas. Same thing. Pinch them together. Place it on top. Twist your pipe cleaners. I usually give them about 5 twists, just because there's been occasions where I've had a couple of them pop open. I'm like, how can it pop open if you like twist it? It shouldn't pop open. So, as a preventative, extra twists. Right sided again. I'm going to go under and pop that up so they sit nice, just like that. And then we're going to do that pattern all the way around.
Kim's Creation said share the love. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we just snip it off right where it stops being twisted. Take that, tuck that right behind that ribbon loops because no one wants to see that little nub. And then right side your tail. And it's a nice pretty half bow.
Thank you, Betty. She said bless your page.
Thank you, Betty. I appreciate that.
Thanks for sharing your Sunday with us.
Absolutely. I like doing crafts late at night. Although with this time change this year, I'm feeling like they bumped it like 3 hours ahead or 3 hours behind, because it's like at 5 o'clock. I'm like, is it time to go to bed yet? Because I feel tired. And then I looked down at my watch and it's like, it's only 5:30. Just feels different. And usually I'm a fan of the daylight savings time ends because I like it when it gets dark earlier.
Sam said, Rhode Island in the house tonight?
We're out in Rhode Island. What city? Our oldest daughter went to school in Rhode Island. Tuck, right side twist, just like that. Okay. It's easier when you go to put your half bows in if you make your pipe cleaners like arms, like they're ready to give you a hug. It just, having them in that position just makes it easier to place it and then to twist it. I thought about putting scatters and fillers on the ends of these, and I was like, no, I've done that one. I think I pretty much beat that one out for the holiday.
Just that she feels the same way.
See? Okay. Ready to receive a hug. Kind of.
Richard said, me too, for Christmas lights.
So you put up your Christmas lights this weekend. I have an action-packed, fun-filled day tomorrow. I will be doing as many of my garlands outside as I can.
Regina, welcome. She says, first time watching live. Let us know what city and state you're from.
Yes. Love hearing where you're from. Okay.
Wilma says, hi, first time watching from Detroit, Michigan.
Welcome. So envious of you guys getting the cold weather. I mean, I think it's supposed to be 83 here in Southern California tomorrow. So not normal Southern California weather for this time of the year. It should be in the 60s, not the 80s.
Past 2 days he's been putting up lights.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We almost would have done it. We spent most of our day yesterday putting up lights at my brother's house, trying to get his house ready.
So there's a Sandra Fitzgerald, and then now there's a Stacy Jaceris from Cumberland, Rhode Island. So I know you gals can't be too far away from each other because it's a small state.
Right? My daughter used to kid. She's like, it's 45 minutes to drive from one side of the state to the other.
Yeah.
So there you guys go. Crafting connection. Hold it.
Sherry, for the half bow, the ribbons are 18 inches.
Mm-hmm. It just depends, honestly, on where you would like your tails to fall. I like them to kind of be right out here with my the tails at the bottom. So by doing them at 18 inches, it allows them to fall at the same length the rest of them do. Okay. 3 more ribbons. Then we will make our bow.
John says it's 39 in Connecticut right now.
I'm so envious.
It's 45 outside right now.
So envious.
She says, I love the weather. I don't like it when it gets cold. She's in Southern California, Laguna Woods.
Where's Laguna Woods? I've never heard of that.
I think that's the canyon. I actually lived really close to there for a little while.
You mean off the 133?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never heard it.
Canyon, I think, right? Jerry, before you get to the beach.
I had never heard it called that before.
Yep.
If so, that's down there by the pageants of the Masters. Yep. I've lived in Southern California my entire life. I'm so ready for a change. I need 4 seasons.
Look at that. Sandra said she works in Cumberland, so the 2 gals from
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island. Yeah.
Good job.
3 gals over here.
Okay, that was our last green with the stitching. Let's get that one under. Kind of not happy with the way that was laying. Last one.
Sue says, I'm Sue from Springfield, Florida, directly west of Disney World on the Gulf Coast.
Okay.
It's going to be in the 80s by Thursday.
That's normal for Florida, though.
Yeah.
See, California, we're used to, like...
There's palm tree Christmases.
Right? Occasionally they get that weird weather, though.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, there's the last one. That's in. Flip that around. I don't like to see it buckle like a little pucker.
Oh, she said it used to be called Leisure World in El Toro. Okay.
All right, I know where that's
they have
at.
to change the little city name.
How interesting. All right, let's go ahead and make a bow for this. So I am going to move this off to the side. I'm going to take my bow dabra. And let's see, let's pop the solid red down, the Merry Christmas. Now this one is done horizontally. So when it's done horizontally, we can make sure that the words all go the same direction. I'm going to show you how to do that.
So you said it's snowing in Buffalo, New York.
Jeez. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to make sure these pop. So I will go through and tell you where all this stuff came from. So like I said, the 2.5 inches, this was Craft Outlet for the Merry Christmas. Kringle Designs, kringledesigns.us with a K, like Kris Kringle, for the 2.5. Also for the 1.5 green with the white raised stitching. We're doing Swiss dot. This is just regular standard Craft Outlet. Kringle Designs also for the red and green striped, and for this gorgeous red, white, and green snowflake, Kringle Designs. By the way, if you go to Kringle Designs and you log into their website and use code 5050, all of your prices for your supplies are half off. So I'll Steve pin that so you guys will, well, you can't pin it, or can you?
This one I can.
Okay, so let me show you. So this one's going to be weird. So we're going to kind of build this one. Because look, when they spooled this ribbon,
they're .us though, right?
.us, yes. It's not this way. So the Merry Christmas isn't coming out on this side of the roll. It's actually upside down. No matter, we'll make it work. We just need to make sure the letters go in the same direction. So we're going to dovetail the end first, which means take your wired edges, bring those together, and then depending upon how deep you want that V is how high up on that fold you come. But the destination is always the same. It's the end of your wired edge. I like mine fairly deep. So that puts a nice dovetail in it. So in order for our words to all go the same direction, you need to build it outside of the bow maker and then stick it in. What I mean is, you are going to, this is our start line. So we're going to measure out 10 inches. So here's 10 inches. We're going to gather that there. Okay. It's in my right hand. I'm going to transfer it to my left, and I'm going to move my left hand back to the start line. Then this needs to be 5.5 inches loop length, which means 5.5 and 5.5 make 11. So we're going to go to 11 inches, pinch it. I'm going to take what's in my left hand, transfer it to my right, go back to the start line, another 11 inches, because we have to make the other loop. You're going to take that, transfer that to your left hand. There we go. Go back to the start line and measure out your final 10 inches, which is right at our R. Just like this. So much easier to take what you have in your hand right now, stuff it in your bow maker. Look at that. All of our letters are all going in the same direction. I have not cut my ribbon to splice a piece in to get it to go in the right direction. I see people do that all the time, and makes me cringe because you could technically pull too hard on a tail and pull that tail right on out. So this way, as long as it's going horizontally down the ribbon, you can flip it. So there's a nice trick. See, now it looks pretty. Now it's all back to pretty land. So letters, same direction. So we're going to do this one. We are going to measure this out after we dovetail our ends. This tail length is going to be 9.5 inches long. So here, 9.5. we're going to pinch, and then on the bow jabber, it's always going to be a twist. So we always start with the pretty side out. The wrong side's on the inside. But when you flip it over, you have pretty sides again. And we want to measure this one out to 5 inches. So I take my bow jabber, move it to the 10-inch line, so I'm looking down this crack. And as I pull this out, as I pull my ribbon in, I can get it to 5 inches. You do a twist, measure another 5 inches. I just always double check my measurements. It's right at 5. This one technically should be just a touch longer. So I'm going to pull that in, not quite that much. There we go. Sometimes you just have to readjust your tails, and then this goes back out to 9.5 inches. Dovetail the end. And that one's done. Oops. Some thick ribbon. Okay, and now we're doing our green raised stitching. Dovetail. This one's going to go to 9 inches. Gather, twist, place it right down the center. This time you're going to measure 4.5 inches for your loop. So always bring it back to your 10. Measure out 4.5 inches. Do the same to the other side. Check your measurements. And then back out to 9 inches. Dovetail your end. Okay, we're doing our Swiss dot. My favorite. I get this in every single color when I find it. It's almost just as good as a solid color, because white goes with everything. So dovetail again. This time the dots help you with your cutting. This goes to 8.5 inches. And we're going to do the same length. We're doing 4.5 inches. So because we've already done the bottom one, if you put your fingers in your loop, pull, you've got exact measurements. You don't have to remeasure on that one. So back in, pull, but we do have to measure the other side of our tail to 8.5. Dovetail. Okay. Then we've got our red and green stripe. Tying all those colors into one theme. This one's going to be 8 inches. Twist. Place inside. And this time our loop is only going to be 4 inches. So we're bringing it in just a little bit. Right at 4. Flip.
Cassidy, the ribbon holder is actually called the bow jabber, so it helps you make bows like this. You can buy it online. Amazon has it. Walmart.
Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby. Joann's, Michael's, you might even carry it.
Joann's and Michael's, sometimes maybe they do.
Yeah.
Check before you go. I know Hobby Lobby does for sure. Walmart does for sure.
If you go on Hobby Lobby, obviously, sometimes you can check it's on sale.
There's that one. And the last one is our snowflakes, because it's snowing on our house. So Plus it ties all the colors in, red, white, and green, in one ribbon. And you know me, I like putting the most decorative ribbon on the outside because it's the first one you see when you look at the bow. So there's that. This one's going to be 7.5 inches for the tail length and 3.5 inches for the bow length. There's that one. Let's just measure, make sure. Flip, twist. It's getting awful thick in there. 3.5. Back out to 7.5. Okay, that one's all done. There we go. Let's go ahead and dovetail this. Don't want that to move. Sometimes it has a tendency of moving. Don't want it to do that. We are going to take our pipe cleaner, bend it into you. It's just easier to do it now than try to do it when your hands are full with ribbon. We're going to pinch down as we're lifting up. So we're compacting. That's what I call my club sandwich. So we're going to go ahead and put our...
You have the SKU number for all the ribbons and everything, the sign will be available in your private group. If you want to join a private group, I will pin the website for only $17 a month.
Thank you for that. Yeah, that's something our private group members automatically get for all our public and private lives. They get I call it a materials list. So it lists all the materials, the item numbers, the lengths, what method we used, so that if they want to replicate this, they can just print them out and they have all the instructions. So I'm going to go ahead and loop this on, this is what I call my fluff board. It's basically an 18 by 24 inch by 3/4 inch thick cutting board. All I've done is added a C-hook to it. Some people are like, well, I don't have somebody at home who can cut that. Go to your home improvement stores like Home Depot or Lowe's or Ace or True Value or whoever. In the lumber section, they generally have wood that is cut into pre-cut pieces. Get 24 by 24 by 1 inch thick. Your board will just be a little bit longer. It'll come out here to 24 inches, but it's perfect for fluffing and organizing your ribbon before you fluff. Because I like to do it on a flat surface, not an elevated surface. And I couldn't do it on my cutting mat because there's no way to hold the ribbon while I'm sorting it. So the C-hook keeps it from moving left or right. So to fluff, you're just going to sort first. So you're going to take your tail or loop and you're going to pull your loop to the left or right, doesn't matter. Whichever one you want, just it has to be opposite. So this time we're doing loop to the left, tail to the right, go to the other side and do opposite. That means your loop is out to the right, your tail is out to the left. If you're looking down like you guys can see here, our loops and our tails are opposite of each other. Now you go to the next one down. So we're not going to pull this direction, it has to go opposite. So it needs to go over here. Move this tail to the side because we don't want it next to it, and you're just going to pull this down. So we're going opposites. Going to flip over to the other side and match those up. So here's our tail. We're going to take our tail to the right and our loop to the left. Now what this does, if you look at it here, it's staggering the colors between the tails and the loops, okay? I'm not fluffing yet, I'm just separating. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to follow the word print. So I'm going to take the green loop and the green tail. Other side, here's the green tail, here's the green loop. Now if you get lost and you don't know what to do, whatever you have done up here just do the opposite on the bottom. So you might decide that you don't want this here. You might want it here. You're the designer. You pick what you want where. Just whatever you do on the top, do the opposite on the bottom so that your loops and your tails are opposite of each other. Okay, here we're taking our loop and our tail. Okay, we went right and left. So now we're going to go tail to the right, loop to the left. Up here, let's go here and here. We're following the green again. Loop to the left, tail to the right. Here, loop to the right, tail to the left. They're still opposite. And then final, we're going to follow our Swiss stop pattern here and here, here and here. Okay, now we fluff. Everything has been pre-sorted and organized. Now, I like my tails to stay on a, like on this particular thing, it'll be left and right, and my loops is top and bottom. So when I go to fluff, I fluff from the top, put your hands in that. That's what that wired ribbon's for. So you can get a really good lift, because we don't want flat bows. Nobody wants flat bows.
She said the board for her has been a godsend. She has arthritis and it's been a dream to...
Because you don't have to hold it.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, I'm going to take this one and pull it out here.
Well, you could even put a Lazy Susan underneath it.
Yes, you could. You can totally take this, throw it on a Lazy Susan, but then I think it would move too much. But you could. We're going to go ahead and take the bigger loops at the bottom. We're going to go ahead and open those up. And then you just can move things around as you like colors to play through your ribbons. There's that bottom. Here's that bottom. Now we have flat tails. So the way that we're going to put that curl back into our curls, remember the old days with curling ribbon and you had the scissors? Your fingers are the scissors. So you just put your curling ribbon through and look at that. There's that curl back in our ribbon. So it can follow the path of our wreath all the way down. Super simple. Okay, just like this. You can even do it on the bottom ones. Oops, forgot that one. There's this one. This one, it's a little flat because it has no place to elevate too. But there you go. There's your ribbon. All done. Just like that. Super pretty. If you want your tails to intermix with your ribbons, it's up to you. Designer's choice. You can decide what you want your bow to look like. No right, no wrong. You pick. You're the designer. You can say, this is how I want my ribbons to go. Okay. That's all done. You're just going to pop that off that C-hook. Just pushing it the wrong way. Hold on. There we go. All right, that's all done. Grab my staple gun. Let me get 2 pipe cleaners because we need to, there he goes. We need to go ahead and fix our sign. So I'm going to cut the twine off.
He's looking at you.
I know. My cat hates it. Every time I grab the stapler, he runs. I don't know why.
He's just scared of the sound.
So, these are 1/4 inch, right? When you were doing the house? Isaiah used his stapler.
Isaiah used his, so this
okay.
should still be 1/4 inch.
So, we'll find out in a second. So, 2 staples. Twist so they don't pull out. Make them into a U shape. We're going to go ahead and pop, pop, and twist. Okay, now our sign's ready to be added. Super simple. Don't have to worry about it falling off. It's on there. It's ready to go. So let's pull this over and let's find a home for everything. So look how gorgeous that is. See how that red pops on that green. It's just gorgeous. Now, there's a couple things you have to consider. A, words on the sign. You could bring your sign down. You could put your bow on top. Okay, like so. I'm just setting it there. You could bring your sign up. Put your bow down on the bottom. Or, this is so funny. This is Steve, because he can watch it just like you guys are. You could take the sign and bring it a little bit over to the side. You could put your bow off to the side. Just like that. So those are options you have. So, I will take my husband's suggestion.
No, just do whatever you like, babe.
We will put the sign on the top, which means that I have to reconfigure my bow. So I'm going to attempt, number one, to look for my pipe cleaners. Remember the ones I cut off? I'm looking for those.
Right, Sharon? Sharon said the sign really pops on the green background.
Mm-hmm. Right, which is why I didn't do white. And I didn't do red and green combo. I really wanted a pretty dramatic impact. So I'm going to go ahead and lightly put that in.
Which way did you like it?
Doesn't matter. It doesn't.
She said you give the best descriptions and instructions in a calm and concise manner. Thank you, Sue.
You're welcome. Okay, so we're going up here. So our goal is to always make sure that our pipe cleaner goes above and below one of the rails on our wreath frame below. Now I know right now it looks like, you just squishied all this. We're gonna fix all that. So let me go ahead and address all the stuff that's happening around the top. We don't wanna lose the house shape, but we also don't want it to be like, oh, it looks like you just took that and slammed that on top of that wreath. So we're gonna gently pull the deco mesh that's directly in front of your loops, your half bows. You're gonna pull all those forward, okay? Just the ones for your loops. So you find this one, and then just gently start pulling, okay? Just like that. We're gonna go back. Here's this one. We're gonna go ahead and pull this one. And then it just starts to feather and soften the immediate edges around our sign. It starts to give it a happy home. Okay, and then we have this one right here.
Francis said I'm weird, but I like it without the ribbons, just the sign in the middle. And some customers might do that, might like it.
And you can.
You can even take the bow off.
I've had customers that, like when we've done just the generic home sweet home ones, they change out their ribbons with every single holiday. You know, they get a generic black and white home sweet home, and then they're like, can you just do a bow for Christmas? Can you do a bow for 4th of July? Can you do a bow for Halloween or Christmas, whatever? And so, yeah, you can easily make them a bow. So you have a couple options. You could place that right here and have all your tails go to the side, or then that leaves no tails at the bottom. Or you could take all the tails, and I know we just fluffed all this. You can pull all your tails to the bottom, but you want to make sure your words are going the right way. So you kind of have it designated up and down. So I have to move these ones back around. So we're going to move all the tails. I'm going to leave a couple of them. I'm going to take the longer pieces and move them to the bottom. I'll have a couple pieces out to the side. And then, sadly, these guys aren't going to be utilized, but I'm going to take advantage of, I need to see where this is going to land, because I don't want this to land on top of my sign and block that. But then you also don't want a gaping hole between your sign and your bow. So I'm going to, trying to get the end of my pipe cleaner first. It's all bent. Never fails. It's always bent. And I'm going to work this down through my mesh, making sure I've got one on the top of each rail, one on the bottom, and then I can move them down. So let me get this somewhat lightly fastened, like once, and then I can move these around. Okay, this needs to come down, up and over and down. There we go. And then now we have to readdress all of the stuff at the top, because I didn't originally plan when we were doing this to make this a bottom bow. But that's the option you have. If your bow will not lay flat because you have way too much ruffles in the way, take them, tuck them down so that your bow has a nice flat home.
Brenda, the 2.5-inch ribbon that's used around the wreath are cut to 14 inches, and the 1.5 inches for the half bows are cut to 18 inches.
Okay, pulling all my tails down and around. There we go. We just have to give it some love. Okay, so there is that. So that's our wreath bow at the bottom. It definitely needs something because all this just seems like too much. So we need to tone some of this down just a bit. It wouldn't if our sign sat left to right, like sign here, bow here. It would all kind of filter through and go away. So what I've brought is some small miniature, like little ornaments. These came from Joann's last year. So here's the whole thing about size and quantity. This was Joann's last year. This is Joann's this year. A lot less. Let's see, are they the same price? No, these ones are actually more. So these were only $9.99 for 36, and this was $14.99 for 48. So we're gonna take some of these. Like I love the white. We have this really pretty deep forest green. And I also have, open these up. I have some red with gold. So I'm going to break up this trio. We are going to pair. I like taking the ends off, because if you attempt to glue them, a lot of times the glue sticks to this and it doesn't stick to this, which is where I need it to stay. And now we are going to make little trios of our red, white, and green. So it's going to look something like this. And these are going to sit in random places to break up the green. So let me show you. So we're going to go in this little cavity right here. So the first thing I'm going to do is add, oops, bring this over. We're going to frost our cupcake. That's what I always say. Looks like frosting a cupcake. We're going to take this and place this down. Okay. We're going to take our green, frost our cupcake. We're going to go ahead and tuck that in. And then we're going to take our white. And we're going to add that in as our trio. And I want these two to sit just like that. So, little bundles of joy. So we're going to do it there. I'm going to do it right in here. I'm going to attempt to fix the Deco mesh first, so that I have a good pocket. There we go. So here's our...
Sharon said the wreath looks beautiful.
Thank you. So this wreath is actually available on my website. So if you like it, want to purchase it, it's at KatsCreationsNMore.com. You'll just see the sign though, because I didn't know what the wreath would look like. I've never built it before. So we're going to do this one the same. Here's our red. We're going to take our white. As soon as I can find a little snowball guy.
It's so festive. Does it festive?
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it traditional. So these are like all the decorations for Christmas. You know, we trim our tree, we put our wreath on our front door, we add lights to the outside. There's that one. And then a green. I'm going to tuck that one in. Trying to get these three to stay. There we go. So we kind of have, if you're a Disney fan, they're hidden Mickeys. That's what Steve would call them. Okay, there's those. We need something in the center. I think that's all I want to do for the balls. Let me look. Some of these are more blue than green. Like this is the, I don't know. That's a different color green. Let me stay consistent. I'll just plop some. Sometimes it's just a matter of playing with it before you glue anything. Obviously you have the option of not putting any in. I don't know if I want to do any more around the sign. I think I like it like that. So now I'm going to add a couple pieces of holly. So I have holly here. It's all cut. And these are actually going to go at the base of this red with the green stripe. So I'm just taking these. Make sure you pull your greenery up, or if you're just using the top couple pieces like this is actually going to go down in here. Oops. So we're going to have a little festive piece of holly just on the ones that are with the red and the green.
Does it looks beautiful as always, Kat.
Thank you. So there's that. Now the holly came from Sims Pottery. I purchased that a couple years ago. I've never used it, obviously, as you can tell. I've kind of picked pieces of it off. I've never like used it in its big form. So I'm just gluing the bottoms, placing these right inside. Spin that around, fix our loops. It's always to be cautious of making sure you don't get hit with your glue gun. So always make sure you have a dual temperature glue gun. Always make sure that it is on low. Looking for the berries. The ones with the berries, not just plain.
Joyce's gorgeous wreath, Kat.
Thank you. And here's our last one. Right in here. Okay. Can I ask you to get me one red glitter scatter and filler? One red one? Because I don't have a small little ball right here. I thought about doing the holly in the center. Here's the downside of that. Let me just pull this off because I can always add it. It kind of gets lost in there with all the green. So I'm looking for something with a little bit more pop of red. And I think the ball is just, I don't know. Maybe let's take all the wires off because they're created in bundles. There we go. I'm gonna look. Thank you. I don't know. What do you guys think? There's that one there. That sure looks pretty, and I think it ties it in with the other ones. Otherwise, these ones look really small. See what I'm saying? Like that. I think I like this one because I only have one of those left. I think I'm going to use the ball.
Oh, okay.
Just because it ties it in with everything else.
Yeah.
So again, frost your cupcake. Plop it right in the center. And there you guys have it. There is our Home for the Holidays wreath. What questions do you have that I can answer for you? Don't want to lose those. Everything good? You probably know right where to put it. Move this over here. Just so we don't like add glue where we don't want to add glue. What do you guys think? If you guys would like to join me for 2 additional tutorials, that's what we do in our private group every Sunday at 3 and every Monday at 5. We're doing an additional 2 tutorials through the month of November, December. I take vacation from about December 15th through the first of the year. So it's the only time I really take off to spend time with family. So we're doing as much as we possibly can to consolidate that and give you the tutorials that you're looking for. So things that we will be doing on a go-forward basis in the group, I'll be showing you how to do fireplace mantles. I will be showing you how to decorate your Christmas tree. There's like, not a right and wrong way, but just an easier way of managing that overwhelming task to give yourself a gorgeous tree. Some centerpieces. The angel tutorial is available to group members. They have them for every single holiday. And that's about it. That's all I have for you guys. I will be praying for those who asked for a prayer. You'll be added to my prayer list. If you'd like to join our Bible study group, we do have a Bible study group that meets every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific. That's 7 Central and 8 Eastern time. And you can find that at Kats Creations Bible Study. And we're walking through a Bible study on the life of Mary, the mother of Jesus. Trying to figure out what we can learn from her life that will help us. And right now it's how to handle overwhelm. And God knows, as we enter the holiday period for moms, there is an awful lot of overwhelm. All right, ladies, well, and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. I hope you guys found this beneficial. The tutorial will automatically go on replay at the end for Facebook viewers. YouTubers, you can just hit the rewind button. Don't forget, YouTubers, subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking the bell in the upper right-hand corner. And you guys all have a fantastic week, and I'll talk to you on Friday. Bye, everyone.